So, who can actually remember what happened last session?
We scouted, got and hid in a random house for a bit. That's pretty much all that happened.
I knocked out a guy glued into the wall.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Last time on OP White Snow.
Yeah, you guys were some.
The yellow mustache for being late.
Yeah, this is the part where it shows a scene of like my character stepping onto the shuttle in hot pink ODST armor. Then it flashes over to some guy being glued against his wall. I wish. I probably will spray paint it. I probably will spray paint it. Exactly. From now on, it is bright pink. Then it flashes over some guy being glued to his wall. Then it shows me in a Hispanic tourist outfit with, it was I think Quack and who else?
I think it was me. I was just wandering around with you.
Yeah.
Trying to find a car.
Yeah, us walking around the reactor. With one of us using the spy eye.
We uploaded the virus to the AA network.
Nah, yeah. That's too important to show on the last time on OP White Snow.
Yeah, it's not even relevant anymore.
Exactly. How has
it
become?
Be once you're trying to get out.
Alright, then it shows us like tapping across the entire wall until eventually they're like, yeah, right here. Yeah, perfect.
And we see Eliza Dane making drugs.
Exactly.
Yeah. Us sleeping in the back of a van.
And then it comes to
and then the camera just kind of zooms into Sai.
It just
just a smiley face pops up.
Yep. And then
you're
from
forgetting
the
the most
smiley
important
face...
part of the whole episode, which was Elijah drunkenly flirting with security guards.
Oh, yeah, right. How could I forget about that?
Those guys will be relevant. They will show up again.
The last scene we see is it zooms in on Zai's smiley face, and then as it zooms back out, it's just all of us huddled around one of the drug tables, strategizing about how we're gonna do this.
Yeah,
with noses ready to snort some stuff.
Also, guys, whenever Zai is surprised, he needs to have an exclamation point on his face and make the sound from Metal Gear.
Exactly.
Wait, what sound?
Hold on.
Yeah. So.
Of course, he's gonna go find it.
So actually, we'll actually start on that discussion. So you guys are standing around a table, discussing how, like, what you're gonna do, how you're gonna do this, how you're gonna pull this off.
Alrighty. So, clearly, somebody has a map. Does anyone have a map? Even a crudely drawn map?
Yeah, I imagine you have basically what's on the
There's a map
thing
in
in front of you.
space.
Okay.
We at least have a map of the city, I'm sure, or at least what our objectives
We
are.
have HD scans of the city from the satellite.
Matt's face is just his face is just showing the map on it.
It's like if Google Maps wasn't so shit. That's what we have right now.
I pull up the map on my holo unit, so there's just a 3D projection of the city on my hand.
Yep. Sure.
Can you enlarge
that? Like styluses to draw on Zai's face.
But yeah, that's the sound that plays whenever Zai is surprised. So, what's the plan?
Yeah, what is the plan, guys?
Okay, so, my opinion, what I believe we should do is, even though we have an idea of a weak point in the wall to the shipyard, we have no idea what kind of security we're up against. So, whoa, what the fuck?
Our map! Bring back the map!
Oh god! What is this? It's scary!
Looks painful.
Everything looks painful.
Oh,
it does in fact look like it could be very
I remember our objectives now. It's all good.
By the way, Lee, you know you can make handouts, right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he gave us a few already.
Yeah. Okay, so, as far as what I was saying, what I think we need to do is we need to identify the main entrance to the shipyard. It's likely going to be a cargo entrance or delivery and whatnot. And
we already have those. You scouted the entire thing. It's just not
we
painted on
scouted the reactor in the shipyard.
Yeah, we scouted the reactor. We didn't really do much to the shipyard.
We just
you found a weak point in the wall.
That was
you
the
have all
reactor.
the entrances. Literally, you should have all the entrances if you scouted the entire wall.
We
Well,
still
I
got
mean,
time, guys.
glances over at Liam. Do we?
Yeah, you have like you've done a walk around of the perimeter of the.
You say glances over
Okay.
at Liam, you just glance up into the sky. Do we have that?
Do we have
Blue Blocks replies, yes you do.
Who am I?
Okay, so yeah. So obviously, because everything, the cargo entrance is there. Right? Yeah. Right.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, there'd be an entrance pretty well dead center on the.
There'd be a few
on the
entrances
wall.
around the place, probably.
I'll draw them in green because you've already done one in green.
Okay. So
Efficiency.
either way, yeah. The way as far as what I believe our best course of action would be is to go directly to one of these entrances, eliminate any sort of obviously personnel security that they may have, and we enter the facility with disguises. From there, we can scout out the inside of the facility. We can identify primary locations, such as the spike drive manufacturing plant facility, which they will most likely have. Fuel storage, hull construction. You get my point. And meanwhile, while we have upon entry, we will divide into groups of 3. I forgot to mention that. We have a group most likely consisting of Zai, Elijah, and somebody that knows their way around a gun. Go to wherever they may have the, I suppose, largest collection of functional ships. There, you will attempt to connect back into the autopilot, VI, whatever it happens to be, on board these ships, preferably remotely, if unless they're landed, and you have to go in. The rest of the group will, as I was saying before, identify the primary locations, and more specifically, we'll try to identify some sort of data center, which is likely where they will have some sort of information network holding our secondary objective of the ship plans. Wow, that's a lot of things in there. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
It's an entire shipyard.
Yeah.
I have a better idea, Mustache. We have tanks.
And they have an army.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
But
we
we
have
have a
tanks.
tank.
And their ships were operational. 4 of their ships were operational, remember?
Well,
If they
that
just
is
shoot us.
True.
Or if their ships are
They-
potentially
They're
operational.
floating. They're not operational.
That's operational, that's power.
We don't know if they have weaponry.
That's still
It's
power.
best to assume they have weaponry, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I want to use the tank.
Know that
Next
Use the
planet
tank
we
on an
blow up,
mission.
damn it.
One day we are going to use the tank for something.
We'll just drop it randomly, just to freak some people
Just use
out.
the tank as a bomb.
If we drop anything inside of the city, the AA guns are gonna
We
destroy
killed
it.
the AA guns, remember?
No, we only killed
No,
one.
we didn't. We didn't kill the AA guns. The AA
We
guns will
virus
simply
them.
yes, but they will still target anything that enters the city until our fleet arrives.
Good
They're
point.
still fully operational.
I
They
say we
haven't.
just go
The
for Mustache's
virus hasn't
plan.
been activated yet. Do we have any other alternatives?
Probably not.
Apparently we would also know that to hack into a ship, we'd have to get on the ship.
Yeah.
We do have a teleporter with us, right?
80 meters though,
doesn't.
isn't it?
I know.
And he can't TP a
80,
person.
which is still decent. I actually forget, how far can I teleport?
We-
To the thingy!
There's a chance we could get into the non-operational ship wirelessly if I can get near a terminal. There's a chance that they will be hooked up to a central
I would assume
mainframe.
the ships will be on their own networks.
More
The
than
ones that are
likely.
operational will be, most likely.
Yeah.
The ones that
And the
aren't.
ones that aren't will be useless to us because we can't hack the
The
autopilot.
ones aren't might still have some form of fuel or weaponry or something that is explosive on board that would help disable a large portion of the
Spark drives
shipyard.
are explosive.
Of which brings me
Exactly.
to my point of why we would be hacking into these ships in the first place. Once we have any kind of uplink set up with these ships, we can, one, potentially remotely make the core fall into a critical state, of which will likely end in a large explosion. I personally have never blown up a ship, though. I unfortunately can't vouch. However, if worse comes to worse, we can always just crash the damn thing into one of the facilities.
That does rely on me hacking into the systems, which I am confident
course.
I can get
And
into.
to crash a ship, we need one of the operational ones, which we need to get aboard on. So we need a dropship to fly into the ship.
Liam, can my lance charges be set off remotely?
Let me have a look at the book.
Because if we can set off the charges remotely, we can just like set charges on the cores of the ship and just run away.
Run away!
Because setting off explosive on a spike drive is probably not good. It's probably not good for the ship.
That's gonna
That's
end
not good for
poorly
anybody
for
around
a
us.
lot of people. Yeah.
It'll blow up the shipyard.
Alrighty, roll a luck check. Congratulations, you failed the luck check. There's a black hole now.
That's
You
only if the
stop
spike drive's
existing.
active. Must have only if the spike drive's active, probably.
Spike drive's always active.
In
No,
non-operational
spike drive's already
ships,
active
they
when you're
shouldn't
in
be.
spike space, whatever it's called. Like subspace, whatever.
If the ship's like floating, the spike drive's active. It's just it's like it's always active. It's just not being used. I'm trying to figure the word.
It's
I guess
just in like low power
It's
mode
on
or something.
standby, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, like
The-
if we
the
just blow
spike
the
drive
spike
powers the
drives
ship,
and
basically.
like get away from the area far enough, like before we blow them, we should be fine.
Does the spike drive power the ship?
No, the
I
spike drive
imagine
just
that
powers the
is-
spike drive itself. It doesn't power the ship. The ship has its own core normally.
Yeah, I imagine it was something along the lines of it has its own core for powering everything else and the spike drive, I think. And so most of
when
the
you
time
remove the
without
spike
power,
drive,
you can't
when
use
you
the spike
remove the
drive.
spike drive, you shut down a lot of the ship.
Yeah. The spike drive-
Everything's connected.
Like the ship can run off out of spike drive, but it can't go anywhere really. It can barely go through like local space.
Just so you know, the lance charge is set on a timed trigger.
So it can't remote
So
detonate.
the charge is pressed against any surface. The detonation is set for any time at least 6 seconds from now. The grip of the trigger is pulled, then yeah, it'll explode after.
I look at Aaron. I look at Vincent. Sorry, and say, how many times can you teleport within 20 seconds? How far can you get?
I can probably get about 40 feet each teleport.
How long? How many
6
teleports?
seconds.
Actually,
Six.
how long between
A
like,
combat round in this game lasts 6 seconds, right? So you just time it.
so I can teleport 40 meters every 6 seconds.
The spike drive is going to be a lot bigger than 40 meters.
Or I can teleport 80 meters and use a fair bit of my PP for it though.
Ah, he said PP. Okay, so with this knowledge, we
Yeah, I can
may...
teleport 80 meters and use 7 PP per teleport. I currently
Out
have
of character.
16.
Out of character. How? Okay, that's never mind. So that's to get.
2 big jumps and unlimited 40-meter ones.
Yeah.
You could get 160 meters in 12 seconds. And
And
then
it's probably still not a far enough away to get her from the thing.
how far do you think you would need to get? I'm Aaron. You're the most experienced with ships here. How big would a spike drive explosion be? I don't have much experience in that field.
Okay, Liam. So how big are we talking here? Like, I can do a quick drive-by and it's all good, or are we talking like you got to be off the planet to be sure?
Yeah, it's would probably be safest to at least be out of the city.
Okay. Yeah, that's gonna be my answer.
Okay,
We probably
so-
want to be out of the city for this to be safe for anybody.
So this is not really a realistic option for us then.
What
If
would
we don't
activate?
plan on
what
dying.
would
So,
what would activating the spike drive in the city do?
The spark drive can only be activated when they're out of the reach of the star's gravity field, really. Like, that's, I don't know what will actually happen, but I'm fairly sure it says, like, you can only activate spark drives when away from planets.
The theoretical.
I mean,
spike
in
drive
theory,
physics-
you could.
Is that you can't or you shouldn't though?
Yeah.
Fairly
So
There
what
you go.
happens when you do?
Is it like Halo where they almost destroyed the city?
Yeah,
Or
I'd
is
picture
it-
it a lot like Halo. Like
Yeah, on the
basically,
Switch would
it's an object which is there, disappearing,
and then gone.
and then that's a lot of like air and crap all rushing in to fill a
Yeah.
spot that used to have
It's
a large
essentially
ship
just
there.
opens a void in the air
Um,
and everything rushes in at once.
So yeah, I'd imagine it
it's
was a
like a
lot. I imagine
sphere.
it'd be a lot like Halo. Like if you could trigger something to slip, like sitting not very far above a city. Yeah, that's
What happens to the ship?
Where are the ships on this diagram?
yeah, that's what I'm about to draw in. I was just looking at other stuff.
What happens to the ship if you go into spike space in
Uh,
the city?
yeah, so it would go. But yeah, it's just what's left behind is at risk.
Okay, so the ship would be relatively fine.
Yes.
Which is why you set it up so there's an explosive on the spike drive when the ship goes.
To
Well, I
create some
don't
sort
like
of
the
horrible
idea-
black hole.
While
Honestly,
I don't like the idea of blowing up a city, I
Well, they blew,
kinda,
You're the
up,
only
they
one.
blew up our planets. They deserve it.
I grimace, and then I say it would be highly, highly, highly advantageous for us to fire a few of the enemy ships.
You don't even need the ships. They have planned in the yard somewhere, probably.
Okay, so
If we could set up the spike drives to jump a wee ways out of system, out of the range of the AA guns, or the Canal fleets, we could acquire a small fleet of our own, and by Canal design, effectively giving us a private stealth team.
Those are big ships.
Yes.
yeah,
What's the top one? Either it's big ships or tiny ass city.
So,
think
as
our
you
building
are
is
all
big.
aware, I don't personally like the idea
Big
of
ships.
killing hundreds of thousands of innocents.
Which is why we need to either evacuate the city, because it's going to blow up either way. Because we need to destroy these ships. Or remove them.
We still have 29 hours, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's what that is.
Okay,
More or
I'm just making sure.
So
oh, no, actually it's 2 hours, but I
Liam.
forgot to update it.
yes.
This city has like an internet system, right?
Yeah.
I want to hack into all the the major news networks, like
Ah,
their
that's
websites and their
that's
broadcasting
like if
systems.
you want to like change stuff on there.
He wants to hack
I
the planet.
don't want to change anything. I don't want to change
If-
anything. I want to have the ability to change something at a moment's notice.
Okay. Yeah.
Please get
Give
in
me
your
a roll
car
for
and
that.
leave.
Awesome.
Because yeah, just accessing the websites to be able to just view them, that's not hard. Like you can just do that. But to actually be able to edit this stuff, then yeah.
No, I want to be able to.
Yep.
So what I want to be able to do at a moment's notice is
Post your own
basically
news.
change every like the websites and the TV stations to broadcast "Get the fuck out of the city."
Okay.
The
Get
broadcast
out.
version of
Just
that.
activate
Give
the
us-
emergency broadcast.
Give us a roll. We'll
Like,
yeah. Essentially, it'll be
Basically,
a
Amber Alert.
a combined roll for basically sending the emergency broadcast to evacuate.
I don't want to send it. I want to be able to send
Yeah,
it at
yeah,
a moment's notice,
yeah.
though.
Yeah. It's just
plus one.
activating it so you can.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
Stupid
Okay.
robot.
I'm not a
One
robot.
day you're gonna fail one of these rolls.
I have
one of your
failed
hacking
before.
rolls.
I've
He's
failed.
an expert. He's fine.
Actually, no, I've never failed one of these rolls. I've done bad on
Yeah,
them.
you
I
have.
just haven't failed. I don't think I've actually failed it.
No,
I've
he's
never
never
rolled below a
failed one of
7.
his computer rolls.
I don't think I've rolled below a 7 on them.
He's got so many bonuses. It's really hard for him to.
So I think I can do this relatively easy.
Yep.
Borderline impossible for him to fail them.
You've
Can't
set it
wait
up
until
so
level
you
6.
you press the button and it goes.
Yeah, so not like all the just the major news
Yep.
networks and some indie ones like that the hipsters are on.
All right.
You just make it so you can activate the emergency broadcast signal. I think.
See if I remember correctly, the original plan for the reactor was to try and get the city evacuated.
Yeah,
It
and
works
this
as
is
well anyway.
this is basically
We're
what
still
that is
trying
for.
to evacuate.
Either I do this.
The
I wanna-
evacuating idea is just as a compromise, though.
It's
Basically,
it's
if-
get
Zion
rid of civilians.
whatnot.
The evacuation
inside-
idea is just for Zai to feel better.
It
basically.
pretty much is just for Zai.
In Zai's mind, Zai isn't like announcing that he's done this. He's just done it. But in Zai's mind, he's one person and he gets one vote. So if the team decides to kill the city, he wants to be able to save all the innocent people on the city,
No, it wasn't just
so-
Sai that spoke
Yeah,
up
sure.
about that.
wasn't it?
The captain
Yeah,
said
no.
we need to minimize
Yeah,
civilian
the captain
lives.
said that, and that's been Zai's major arguing point. But like he gets that he's only one man on a team. So
Yeah, and then she also said she doesn't care.
I say
He
we
does
should
care.
probably just head out. Like we know what we need
Nope.
to
She
do.
said to
I watched
avoid
it-
casualties
I watched
if
it
we
back the
could.
other day, and when we got into system and she found out more stuff about the shipyard, she changed her views very fast about that.
she didn't. She said that we.
It became
were allowed
more
to-
lax. It became
Do
way
what you
more
need
lax.
to do, but yeah.
She didn't change. No, what I'm saying is she didn't change her personal point of view. She changed her operational point of view.
Yeah, I'm fairly sure we know what we need to do. Like, we just need to get into shipyard at the moment, so we may as well head out now, I guess.
Well,
Can
we
we
wanted to go
skip
to
the
the
part
reactor.
where their security is not retarded?
We want to go to the reactor, disable their. Not disable. We want to go to the reactor to draw attention to it and away from the shipyard. That's
What's the
what we
point?
wanted.
What's
But
the
then there's
point
more
doing
of
it?
this less resistance for us at the shipyard.
Point of
Yes,
doing it
but-
is that the people who man the shipyard will be busy trying to establish that state of emergency and evacuating people. They won't notice us, but the moment we try to enter the shipyard, we're free entrepreneurs. We can basically be targeted by anyone who's in the shipyard.
Like, really,
Wouldn't
no
that
matter
happen
what,
anyway?
the second we get to the shipyard, we are going to be attacked.
Hmm.
Even if we activate the reactor.
That's why.
Leo?
What's that?
I'm just curious. Do we know that the shipyard is purely military?
Yeah. This is the shipyard is a military target.
On a Natashan planet or other with a shipyard of this size, what's generally the military force? Natashan, I'm assuming. I'm asking for that.
Relative, like in something like this, which is like an operational, like pretty critical, close to the frontline shipyard, relatively heavy. Not like
okay.
Protecting members of state, president type deal, heavy, but heavy.
So
I'm
not
sure
only
that's
will they
something
be
really
alert,
important, though.
not only will they be alert, they will also be bored. That means we'll draw a lot of attention just by acting.
So, reactor or straight to the shipyard? So, what does everyone say?
I vote straight to the ship.
I think it could be advantageous of us to distract some, at least some forces to the reactor. Though, in saying
The
that,
issue is with starting something at the reactor. If the military does intervene in any way, shape, or form, they will be on a higher alert because they know there is some variety of danger, even if we
That's-
leave before really anything happens.
And if
That-
the
that's-
military does react to the reactor, we will have to go through the military to get to the shipyard.
Precisely.
if the military does react, or which would be the problem, because I'm assuming this
The military
has some
won't
sort of
react
this force.
unless there's a protocol for it. They'll let the civilian cops handle it.
We don't
Yes.
know that. This is the city's primary power source. This could potentially power the shipyard. We don't know if they have their own
That
power,
is a
their own generator.
strategically.
They
speaking,
won't
it
go
would be a-
straight for DEFCON 5.
Liam, would we know if there's like solar power or something on the shipyards?
I mean, strategically speaking, it would be terrible to have the entire city like the military section of the city be powered off this place if it's
Yeah,
not
which is
that
why I was
heavily
asking if
defended?
there's like
Your-
other noticeable power sources.
Your scan, like the scans you have of the city, aren't showing anything else, but it's highly possible from what you know of, like military compounds. Like a backup
think
generator.
it's safest to assume that they have some sort of backup generation capabilities. So if the reactor has to go into shutdown mode, they can still work
Suddenly
on
there's
their
another
ships.
reactor. But no, I say we just go to the shipyard.
I look over at Elijah and I go, "What do you believe is the best course of action?"
I think Elijah died.
No, I'm here. I've stopped caring about
Yeah.
what's the best choice first. I've stopped caring.
I say we just go to the shipyard.
I'm down just to follow the team.
Yeah.
Aaron,
I'm just trying to figure a compromise, and the only thing I can come up with is, what if you guys are already inside when something happens at the reactor? But I can't think of anything beyond
We're
that.
not splitting the team up across the city.
Yeah, I know. That's the issue.
We're not
and
doing that.
That's the
can
worst
I
thing to do.
propose a
Yeah.
plan to the team? We
Go ahead.
get to the shipyard. We ignore the reactor. We get onto one of the operational ships. And I sigh. We activate the drive and we jump in system away from their fleet.
Sounds good to me.
The issue, though, is, do we know whether these ships can be manned by 6 people?
We can figure it out when we're out.
Do you have another plan?
No, I'm just.
Also, we don't know
bringing up
how
an
much
important
we don't
point.
know how much damage a spike drive jump will do. Like, it's
And obviously, this is
It'll
all
do
assuming
damage,
their
but-
spike drives are even functioning.
Just out of character. We've been playing for like 3 seconds. We may as well do something. Instead of just sitting around saying stuff again.
So
We
do any
fly the ship.
of you have your comm units on you and active? Like, that would actually be like broadcasting and
We
stuff?
have. I have my comm.
I-
Probably, yeah.
My ghost
Okay.
talker is perpetually on.
Yeah,
Okay.
Ghost Talker. Was what I was trying to say.
So yeah, when one of you says like, if this can be like, if the ship can be operated by this many people, BB's voice filters through your headsets. I can fly a ship.
Are you always listening?
Of
Always.
course he is.
I already
That's not
said that.
creepy at all.
BB, can you please run some simulations on what their biggest ship's spike drive activation would do to the city this size?
One moment. Sending
Suddenly
it through.
elevator music.
Yeah, and then like it. Yeah, so you had like
I pulled it up on my holo unit.
yeah, it comes through, and you see like the largest ships, so the one to like the north of town, like wink out from like the holographic display, and you just see like a shockwave, radiate out from like the critical point of mass from that ship, and just it starts leveling buildings.
And I'm assuming the biggest point of damage is where it actually winked out.
Yeah.
We fly that ship over the shipyard
Precisely.
Yeah.
and we leave.
So,
Wait, are those
BB.
ships in the shipyard?
One of them is like, it's actually inside the. It's kind of like an overhang. That's kind of like
This
covering
one?
over it. Yeah. The other two
This one
are.
is outside the city.
Yeah, the other two are docked outside the city.
Are they docked on the? Like, could we get to them on the ground, or would we need to
No,
hijack them?
both of them are like in the air.
Are there civilian hover cars?
Not that could reach to the vehicles. Like, I'd imagine like most of the hover cars, most civilian hover cars would be linked to like some sort of grid to
Yeah,
restrict like
Grab
free
something.
flight. But
although considering we have several tech specialists, we could potentially be override that.
how large is the destruction
big.
radius? How far out of
Oh,
the city?
God. Computers went into hibernation.
yeah, it
How long would it
encompasses.
take to?
Yeah.
How long would it take to get out of the range driving full speed?
It would take you at least the time it takes to get through the.
I'm thinking about civilians. Like if Zai would alert the people.
Yeah. To try and get as many people out as possible, an hour, maybe 2.
Okay. I message BB private. Oh, no. BB. How if the reactor blew up? Went critical meltdown, blew up. Would that explosion radius be bigger than what a spike drive would do?
It doesn't explode.
Yeah.
I mean, a reactor can explode.
Um.
You can make a reactor explode.
Maybe it says the damage from the ship going to Spike would probably be greater of 2 evils.
Okay. Okay.
So, BB mentioned you can in fact fly a ship. How does that aid us in this situation? Can you remotely fly one of these if we were to provide you some sort of uplink?
You'd have to get on board and plug me in.
Getting on board's relatively easy. I smirk. Well, I did. I 8-pixel smirk.
But yeah, I say we just head down and do shit.
So, yeah.
Let's go hijack a hover car. Truck.
Say, hover something.
So yeah, BB says before you leave, a quick update on the Vex situation. We're getting comm signals from the ship. We can't interpret them. At least I can't.
BB, can you please send me those comm signals?
Yeah, you just get like a jumbled mess of comm signals. It sounds like a different.
Can I make anything
there's like
out of it?
a different language. It's
Differently
encoded. Yeah.
Is there something I can roll to make something familiar out of this?
1 sec. You could try.
Okay. Okay.
Do you have any languages?
Computer, Ultra Alien Vex, Postec. The list goes on. Language.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
So wait, what are you rolling?
I don't think I'm rolling anything.
oh, see, Quack. The maximum distance you alone can teleport?
By myself, I can teleport. Hold on. Let me find
80
it again.
meters
Yeah, 80 meters.
at one time.
Next level, I can teleport a kilometer.
That's,
Would you
that's
say
useful.
Would you say that the
That seems
ship
like a bit of a jump.
is over 80 meters in the air?
Is that to Liam?
He also
Yeah,
has
that's the Liam.
to teleport. He has to see inside of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, one
reads
is
the
yeah,
map
you
as
have
well.
to see it, but 2, yes.
Okay, well, I still think it's more important that it's higher than our limit.
We've had visual on this Vex ship, right?
What, like visual?
Like BB has shown us like images of it.
Yeah.
What design is it?
It's like a standard like Vex battleship. Something with a lot of firepower.
Yeah.
Do you mean like how big it is or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, Liam, so how big is it?
Large, like probably on scale with probably like slightly smaller than like the Elizabeth.
The Vex would take level 4, right? Not 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're not hacking the alien ship.
You say that now. You say
Alien,
that now.
alien technology is also different to human technology as well.
It's very different. You are
Always
right
remember
there.
that.
You wouldn't be able to interface with alien technology. But yeah, I say we take a hop of something and go to the shipyards. Wait, we have
We
a
have a
vehicle,
van.
right?
Yeah.
So
Should we head out, or are we still playing?
We're still playing. I go dark on comms. I've just gone dark. Like if you guys ask me questions, I don't respond. I've just gone
Your
dark.
basis turns off.
No, it's still there. It's just placid. I'm just not speaking anything.
Yeah. But yeah, I say we steal one of the ships and just spark drive the shit out of here. That's probably the best plan to go. Fight our way through the shipyard.
So let me get this straight. You're not only not going to distract the guards with something, you're going to pilot a hovercraft in front of their eyes.
Anything we do, like if we try to distract them with the reactor, it will make it so they're on higher alert than it would be if we just try to get in there normally.
literally anything we do is going to raise the alert. What we're trying to do is waste as little time as possible after their alert is raised.
Yeah.
Because so far, all of our plans threaten something very important to them.
I say we just go with the plan of spark driving.
Yeah, I agree.
That's also our escape plan if we could somehow get on it as well, but who knows?
Well, in order for us to spec drive away, we would need to get on it anyways. So.
Yeah, that's something else.
And we wouldn't even need atmosphere. If like there's no atmospherics on the ship, we have our own suits. Yeah. So is everyone in agreement then? We just take the ship and
God.
spark drive the shit out of there? Because on the plus side of that, we also get the plans for the ship.
I mean, which one are we going to
the-
aim for? We got 3 choices here.
Like, of the three, which one is probably closest to the ground?
Probably the one inside the...
Yeah, the one that's actually inside the factory. So, bottom.
That one also happens to be the smallest, so...
Yeah, I mean, that's...
Still enough
I
to
mean,
blow the city,
it's
probably.
still a spike drive, so it's still going to do ridiculous amounts of damage. We're trying to determine how catastrophic the damage is, though.
It'll
I
destroy
mean, in
most of
terms
the
of
city.
entry, sadly enough, that might be the easiest one for us to get in, because if we try to approach by air, we could be
Exactly.
shot down instantly.
Exactly.
So go by foot and make our way to the ship in the shipyard then?
Sneak in onto it? I'm assuming that thing has guns, right? Even if it's not... You know, in
Yeah,
the air right now.
it'd have guns. You just don't know if they're fully
Loaded.
operational and working.
I mean, we just try to hold, like, shoot at the other ones while we prepare the drive, and then we just try to jump. I think that's honestly the best plan we have.
Yeah. And we can, if we really wanted to, we can just activate the virus to attack the other ships, the attack for the AA guns to attack the other ships as well. But yeah. So, that it?
That is your guys' choice.
Okay. So...
I mean, I'm
what
good with
plan
that.
are we
I don't see
settling
a
on?
lot of choices.
Yeah, I say
I-
that.
are-
I'm good with that plan. What about you, Canute and Matt?
Like Zai's still dark.
I forgot your names in game. What does Mary say? If Mary's alive.
Oh my god. She
Like,
doesn't
do you-
say much.
Yeah.
Yeah, she once she raised the concern and you guys just kind of went with it, she's just gonna go with it.
Okay, so I guess that's our plan then.
Alright. So, yeah, you guys are setting out to steal a car?
I think we bought.
we
I think
got
we
a
got
van.
one of the
We
trucks from
bought
the
a truck, right?
Yeah, we got a
Yeah.
truck.
Yeah,
from-
you've got a truck.
There is
And
like
we're
a
gonna go on-
ship in the shipyard. It could be that has engines and can fly.
Yeah, that's our
That's
plan.
what
That's
we'll go
possible.
for,
It's likely they have some sort of transport.
Yeah, we have a vehicle from the drug lords, so
Yeah, but it's just
We still have, now we still have the issue of getting in and getting to the ship, which is something different. But
we'll figure that
Well,
out once we get to the gate.
That's probably the easiest part, honestly.
I mean, shooting our way
All of
onto
this.
the ship isn't that hard. Trying to figure out how to do this without raising an alarm is.
Either way, we're gonna raise alarm no matter what we do, so we might as well just go to the gate.
So, what I believe we would do is we would go not entirely to the gate, but pretty fucking close, just so that I can get a view of it. We separate into probably two teams, a team of 4 and a team of 2, or a team of 5 and a team of 1.
The time is ticking down. I don't like this.
What is your plan you want? What do you want to do?
We have an initial assault team from the front, with a secondary team, me at a long range, and one, we can identify security from a distance rather than immediately attracting attention to ourselves, and 2, potentially, and more than likely, they'll have some sort of cameras that we'll need Zai to disable.
Actually, quick question, Liam. Does against the wall, like this shipyard is walled off from the rest of the area?
Yep.
With that wall, like, is there any like tall buildings nearby it? Yeah.
There's there is a zone that's like cleared around it. So there's no buildings for a certain distance. It's not long, and then you've got kind of like smaller buildings until it builds up. The actual
you can see over the wall, like nearby it. Though.
the actual like CBD is probably like down here. So that's where the larger buildings are.
Down where I didn't see a thing. Oh, yeah.
Um,
So yeah, like I couldn't. So like no buildings I could climb on top of, teleport into the shipyard with.
No, you don't think so. They're probably the taller buildings that are tall enough are probably too far away for you
My
to-
teleport range.
What about any potentially buildings near the wall that we can see over, so that I can have a sniping position?
That's what I just asked.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Probably
but
saying-
you would have to teleport across a ridiculous distance. I have significantly longer range than you.
Then you could go on top of the reactor.
You
Why-
could.
Why,
we just
why,
all head
why
to
are
the
we
gate?
leaving you in a building alone?
Yeah, I don't want. I say we don't split up the group and we just head to the gate and then just like try to ram our way through.
I mean, we do have a truck. We could drive the truck through the
The
whatever
point is,
checkpoints they
the
have.
point of doing this at all is to not immediately be identified as.
The second we
Hey.
get to the shipyard, we will be identified as doing something weird.
Hence my point of, we kill the people at the gates. We take their stuff. We disguise as them. We are now soldiers of the enemy faction. They don't know the difference. We have their identification, and potentially, if we fucking have to, hands for any kind of bioscans.
Just cut off their hands.
I will saw off a man's hands if I have to get everyone
Don't
out
they
of
still
this
have their
alive.
dog tags that show who we are versus who they are?
Yeah, they have e-dog. They have like the electronic dog tag implants. Not very helpful. I say we just go to the gate
Other
and see what
military
security's
gets
there
spotted.
first.
Sai comes back online. We need to destroy the planet.
Well then.
That
Where do you
has
get
quite-
this
We might
from?
need a bigger ship then.
Alrighty,
We-
so
we
destroy
need
the
to-
entire planet. This is the fun part.
Liam, can I
Explain
find out
why.
where they're leaving from?
What does Zai know?
Shit, God damn it, Liam. Oh.
Zai
Explain
scaring
why.
me. Vincent actually looked at Zai. Zai, what do you know?
We have a new objective. Zai visibly shudders. We need
You
to.
just sort of see me grin slightly as I see where this
We
is
may
going.
not need to be destroying the planet. That might have been an exaggeration on my part.
Explain though.
So now we spike drive over the
Yes,
reactor?
stop
What do we do?
telling us what to do and explain.
Cannel and the Vex are meeting on the Vex ship. The Cannel are leaving within an hour.
No,
The-
that cannot be allowed.
That's my point. I am on open comms to BB and the captain as well, just to be noted.
Why can't we let the alien ship leave?
Because the alien ship won't just be leaving. The Kennel are going to the Vix ship, and they're going to talk. Did they want to make an exchange of some sort? I don't know what. But if they are able to discuss
How do we know
this-
that they aren't discussing it? The fact that the Kennel have been using weapons of mass destruction against us?
It doesn't matter what they're discussing. Anything the Vix have to do with is bad.
The Vex are very bad people. Well,
That
people
also means
sing.
our freaking
The
like
Vix are
time frame
people.
has dropped to a couple hours. It sounds like.
We have 28 hours. They're in the next town. They're the next town over. The shuttle will be taken off within the hour. That shuttle cannot leave.
We steal one of the ships. Let us go.
We
get
have
there
to
now.
do this within the hour. That
Okay,
Let's
I
just
guess we have
ram
to
the
drive
gate.
fast. Forget stealth. We need to move now then.
Yeah.
This seems
Vince just
dumb.
jumps into the back of the truck. Let's go.
BB, run a simulation of a battle with the Elizabeth against the Vex ship. With what we know of the Vex. Who is likely to win?
the diplomatic ship.
The Elizabeth isn't in this system. We're not on the Elizabeth. We have the
Or
Inquisitor.
not the Elizabeth. Whatever the hell our ship is.
We have the Inquisitor or something.
The Inquisitor. Sorry.
Wait, what was that? Sorry,
It's
guys.
a warship. Vix will win.
Yeah.
If
Who
they
would
will
win against our ship or the Vex
Yeah.
ship?
It's not a question.
Vex.
The Vix will win.
Yeah.
Vex, definitely. Okay. So.
We needed to.
Yeah, there's a reason. The war that happened before was called attempted genocide. Yeah, that did not go well for humanity.
Yeah, let's just take one of the ships and blow shit up.
Let's go
How
fast.
how
then.
fast? How can we get to the next town to the grid point? Within an hour. What's the best way?
Some sort of aerial vehicle, something quick.
If we steal one of the big ships, we'll be there in a minute.
Which will
We
get
need
shot
to-
down with the AA guns.
The AA guns we'll train the AA gun. We have access to AA guns, don't we? Or is
We
that,
have no
like,
access to the
stuck?
AA guns.
The ones around this town
We
have
have to
a
fly to
friendly
one.
fire.
We have to get to one.
No, only but Zai only set it for when the fleet arrives.
It
So
was,
it's
yeah,
not
it was
very
yeah,
far
it was
away.
when the AA guns activate, right?
No,
Yeah,
he specifically said when the fleet arrives this session as well.
No, it was when the fleet gains. When the AA guns train on our ship,
Yeah,
and they
that's
activate.
right. Yeah.
So when they activate, the virus initiates.
Yep.
But only when
Won't
they
the ship
target
we're
our...
using be a enemy ship?
Yes, but they won't target that ship because
Why?
our fleet hasn't arrived. It
That's
won't
what I'm
say-
saying,
No,
yeah.
I think what he's
Sorry,
trying to say
yeah.
is that the second that we steal the ship, it will be marked as enemy.
No, it won't.
Why not?
Manual overrides.
Because-
They can just target the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that's true. Shit.
we'll just get we'll just get shot.
So
With the-
essentially,
with
we
the-
just need
with
to
the-
blow the ships and run.
No, with the explosion of the spike drive jumping, destroy the next town.
No.
Which means that we're too far away to get there in an hour.
We need to
There's
steal
no
a
way we
plane
can
or some shit.
there's no way we can get into a military base, steal a ship, get there in an hour.
There is no, there is no way for us to stop the Vex from getting in
No.
contact with the Kennel.
There isn't.
Zai just sits down, deflated.
Yeah, let's go off our plan, and if we can interfere with the Vex stuff, we will. But still, we still may as well start moving out now. I think we've got our plan set.
Now, Liam, I have a question for you. How long would it take for us to possibly, I don't know, intercept the shuttle if both take off around at the same time?
If you could get in the air the same time as the shuttle, you could probably knock it out of the sky. If you could get in the air the same time as the shuttle in a vehicle capable of knocking a shuttle out of the sky.
hmm
Yeah, we don't have a lot of time. Shit.
Let's go.
Mhm.
If there's even the
Just go,
remotest
just
chance that we
go.
can destroy that envoy, we need to. Civilian casualties
I still
For
don't
me,
know
I
where
know.
I'm driving. Where are we going?
to get a ship to get onto the big ship to destroy that
This
ship.
gate up here. We're down here. This gate up here, as far as we know, has the lowest security. Or do you want to go to the closest
I
one?
imagine
and
we're
just
too
ram it?
far.
Either
I
We're
way.
mean,
too
we're
far away
in
to
a
drive to the
rush.
next town. Yeah.
Yeah, let's just ram
We're
the
in a
closest
rush.
gate then.
We need as much time as we can get. Even if we have to spend that fighting our way through, we can still move.
I imagine we're too far
Okay,
away
then.
on the
It
next
took
time
us
to
several
just
hours
drive there.
to even get to the town. Like, get into the city from the town where we
Yeah.
landed in.
Okay.
So
That's
it'll
all
take
I'm
way
making
Just
too
sure.
ram
long.
the closest gate then.
Yeah, Jake, you guys would be too far away to drive
Yeah,
there.
that's what I thought.
If you left now, you might be able to arrive. Like by looking at the map, you might be able to arrive within the hour, but you don't reckon you could drive all the way
Find-
there.
Find the drop ship.
Find the
and
drop
then
ship.
take it down.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's what I was
So,
thinking.
Might as well just
Oh, yeah.
get there anyway. Still go as fast as we
Check
can.
time.
Might be able to do something. And what do you say, sir?
Half an hour, just agreeing. Let's go to the ship.
Yeah. Vincent's sitting in the back of the truck, waiting for everyone else to pile in.
Oh yeah, I run to the driver's seat and I start waiting for everybody to pile in.
Cool.
And I
Guys
hop
are
into
sitting
the
down
passenger
inside.
seat.
If there's any random crap in the back of the truck, I just throw it out.
Just soda. Just more soda.
Drugs, and more
It's
drugs.
just bottles of
Drugs?
drugs.
Just
Alright.
bricks of cocaine. Space
Cool.
cocaine, my bad.
So you guys, so where are you going? What gate are you heading for?
I believe we said
Lowest
the closest
one.
gate.
All right. So yeah, you guys head off in the direction of the gate. You probably drive for 5-10 minutes before you reach like a visual sight of the gate.
What do we see at the gate?
You see guards. Like you just see a guarded.
I
Gate. It's not-
immediately get out.
It's not
Well, my
heavily
crap rifle.
guarded, right? Like, but it's two guards in a booth that has a boom gate.
It's a layered system basically. So there's 2 guards there, and there's probably like 5 or 12 on retainer.
I say we ram the gate as fast as we can and everyone jump out the back and attack.
Why jump
I
out?
think that is a bad idea.
Because once we ram the gate, the truck's dead.
I mean, it might not be.
It's like a boom gate.
It's probably dead.
Yeah.
Like you'd be smacking through
Ram
a
the
boom
gate and
gate.
start driving. I would have assumed it would be like a gated fence
Oh,
thing.
that's what a boom gate is.
Yeah.
You never knew what a boom gate is.
I mean, I know what it is visually. I just didn't know the name of them. Yeah, we
So-
can drive. What are you talking about?
So yeah, just so you
I'm
know,
fucking ram at full
um,
speed.
before you act, just quickly letting you know, the 2 guards by the gate are armed. They have some sort of rifles. There seems to be a small like strip of metal that runs along the floor underneath the boom gate. Yeah. To learn any more than that, to try and figure out what sort of weapons they have or what the metal is or anything like that, you need to roll like a tactics roll or something.
Before we
Perception check.
like get in sight of, before we leave,
Yeah, I'll give you
I
perception.
I would have asked everyone if they want me to activate a citywide.
I'd say yeah,
Amber
you just
alert.
do this like as you guys are driving. You
Yeah,
say
that
this,
would
yeah.
signify
10
that
minutes.
the reactor is going to blow up and it's going to be really bad, and they need to leave now. Otherwise, everyone dies.
I don't
Okay,
care.
what was that
At
about
this
a
point,
tactics roll? 'Cause
that's-
I'll totally
that
do a
doesn't
tactics
matter.
roll.
The point in it would be that the military might abandon their posts.
Yeah, make a
Either way, it might be useful in the long run, so I'd say hit it.
Just do it, because at this point we've got nothing to lose by not doing it.
Well,
I
I mean, other than being dead.
I activate
too.
DEFCON 5 version. Whatever the highest version. No, DEFCON 5's bad, isn't it? Wait, what's the worst Amber Alert they have?
Okay.
Like the thing that
Alright.
destroys
Yeah,
Defcon
get the
5 will
shit
put
out of
everyone at their
alert.
post.
so yeah, you activate that. So slight difference. Like as you guys are driving through, you see, like there isn't a lot of people, but there are people like starting to like pack up their shit and pilot into vehicles and that sort of stuff.
Like the alarms start going off, or people just leaving?
Yeah, there is like an alarm that sounds. There's like civilian like police officers like helping out, like helping people load all their stuff. And they
Just
seem
for
to
clarification,
they
I would've
s-
said it-
Siren going off.
like most urgently
Yeah.
get out.
Yep, yeah. So they would have there's like police officers. Basically, it seems like the protocol for this is the civilian police go and help like the elderly or wounded or whatever, that sort of stuff.
You're
To
not
try
that
and help
bad
them
over
get
here.
out.
Helping the elderly. Come on.
Run over the elderly.
So yeah,
Copy
now
that,
back to the present.
Perception check would be wisdom.
Yeah, perception check on wisdom to see if you can spot more.
No.
Nah.
One else can roll though.
So it'd be okay. So quickly, so from that roll, because you guys are still in the truck, right?
Yeah.
So does that mean Elijah, you're in
Yeah.
the front with
Aaron.
No, just look. I would look through the back because you can see. There's always a window between them all.
Yep. Okay.
I'll be in the back though.
So whoever's in the
Or just fall over.
whoever's in the front, the two people in the front roll perception for me.
Oh.
Because yours is going to be easier than
what's
the
it based
people
on?
Who
who are
would be
peering
in the
through
front
windows.
besides Aaron?
Wisdom.
I said that I was sitting in the front.
Yeah.
But what's
Okay.
it based on?
Yeah. So
Wisdom.
wisdom, it'd be. Okay. So you guys notice that they're carrying like basic laser rifles. That the like strip of metal is you'd imagine it'd be like a spike strip. That
fine.
when triggered, like it'll flip and there's just spikes that'll just shred the wheels.
Well, that's fine. We could drive out wheels.
For like 5 minutes, if that.
I mean,
Ice
depending how good
skating.
our driver is.
On asphalt.
Well, I can re-roll the drive, so maybe.
All right, let's
Oh, you're an expert, aren't you?
let's do this.
I am, yeah.
Do we want to open the back of the truck and shoot out while we're driving?
Okay. So
Like while
No,
we're
but
I
that
driving.
might
mean, it's
alert
up
them
to
of
you
our
guys
guys.
over
presence.
there.
You guys can get shot at too. Keep that in mind.
But if we do that, it might
Yeah,
alert them
so-
to our presence, and then I'll know what
You
they're...
mean the fact that we're gonna drive through
Yeah.
the gate is
I don't know.
Your presence is already known at that point. Let's be honest.
okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I say
with
before
all
we do anything though, we take a break.
Yeah, we can do that.
It's been about an
God
hour.
damn
I
it,
need
I
a
didn't
drink.
get to use my reroll.
Goddamn. All right, yeah, we'll take a quick break here and then we'll come back and
Damn, I
get
wanted
into the
to
action.
save the extra re-roll.
It's mainly because I need a drink. My throat's
I was
dry.
hoping I'd pass that, just so I could give you a success for my power.
Yep, I know you were.
And then fail
I
again.
figured that's what you were looking at. All right, guys. Yeah, we're back in a couple minutes.